Yo, me back with another episode of Minecraft Survival Games. Today we play on the map Zone 85, and once again, guys, I'm bringing a question to you guys that I think America needs to answer once and for all. And the question at hand is, how old is 15 really? Okay, now, hold on, let me get away from spawn. Okay, so I need to give credit where credit's due. I'm not the one who created this question. A stand-up comedian by the name of Dave Chappelle, did this question in his comedy routine one time. I watch stand-up comedy videos on YouTube sometime late at night or whatever, and this is one of the questions he brought up, and he had a few jokes about it and stuff, and it was really funny or whatever. But it is a good point that I feel like could use some discussion, and I feel like it's something that I could contribute toward, at least on my small chunk of the internet that I own with YouTube. So, I mean, that is a good question. How old is 15 really? What rights should 15-year-olds be allowed to have? And I know there's a lot of people can watch from all over the world, but I'm gonna be talking specifically about the United States here just because I'm most familiar with the laws here and stuff like that. Okay, so if you're 15 in the United States, you have you're basically treated like a minor. You might as well be 5 years old. You pretty much have the exact same rights. I don't have a stick, do I? You pretty much have the same rights as when you're 5 compared to when you're 15. I mean, you might be able to get your permit or license in some states. I know through Texas you gotta be 15 to get your permit and 16 to get your license. I'm not really too familiar with what it is in other states, but that's pretty much the only right you really get that you don't get when you're younger. And I think America needs to decide once and for all how we want to categorize 15-year-olds, because 15-year-olds, I feel like, some of them are mature enough at that age to be able to make their own decisions, and some of them aren't. I mean, when you're 15, there's a reason why right now they're treated the same as, minors who fight, I mean, do you guys see what I'm saying? You're treated the same as a 15-year-old as a 5-year-old in the court of law or whatever. And I think that is unfair to some degree because some 15-year-olds are a lot more mature than others. And if you're 15, I mean, even though you don't have that many rights, you're also able to get life in prison. Which it sounds like who is this guy? Which is a punishment that is specifically known to be just for adults. Kids aren't really getting life in prison. It's mostly adults. I mean, kids just go juvenile, but when you're 15, is it really the right time for you to be able to get life in prison? So all I'm saying is that if you're able to get life in prison, you should be able to have the same rights that adults have, naturally. I mean, that's how it should go. If you're getting the adult punishments, you should get the adult rights. So what I think needs to happen is settle this giant dispute. Is I think that, at least America, I don't know about other countries, I'm not low, I don't know what this guy's really doing. Okay, was it worth chasing me down the bank, dude? Was it really worth chasing me down the bank? Because I don't think so from your shoes. Okay, so anyway, I think America needs to create a third category of classification. We got minor, and we got adult. But I think there's room for a third in there for 15 to 17-year-olds. Because there are a lot of 15, okay, when I was 15, I'm 17 now for those of you that don't know, I knew what was happening around me to some degree. I was becoming more aware of money and, interacting with people and how to act more mature as a person. I'd say 15 is, the age when that, really first started to happen. By the time I was 16, I really got a grasp on everything. But 15's really when it started to happen. And to be honest, I do think a 15-year-old should be tried differently than a younger kid or an older adult. I think that there needs to be some new set of laws and stuff, because let's put it this way. If you're beneath the age of 15, the oldest you can be is 14. And you were still in middle school when you're 14. You're just finishing your 8th grade year. So I think that it makes sense why you should still be treated like a kid if you're under the age of 14. Now, if you're 18, I see why you need to be treated like an adult, because that's the age when people are graduating high school you're either going off to college and having to live by yourself, or you're getting out into the real world just straight up, and you're not, and you have to take care of yourself. So you see what I'm saying? There's like that age group during that high school area where people are like more mature than they were in middle school, but less mature than adults. So there needs to be kind of a third area of punishment there. I think the punishments need to be as severe as, or like, okay, I think either they need to get more, like, in this new region that I want to create, the 15-year-olds to 17-year-olds, we either need more rights or less severe punishments, because we're being cheaped out on both ends of the spectrum here. We're getting the same bad punishments that adults are getting, but we aren't getting the rights that they're getting that make being adult a lot like greater or whatever. Okay, so I'll just go and kill this guy. So do you guys see what I'm like trying to say? I think we need a third category here. That's all I'm saying. We need a third category, and it makes sense why it needs to be there, because everybody's like changing at a different age, and like some people at 15 are like the most mature people out there, and some people at age 15 like don't have the slightest bit of their life figured out. Okay, there are like 5 people over here, so I'm just gonna backtrack this way. There was a guy shooting at me, and then there were like 4 people the other way. I mean, so yeah. I mean, I'm like, it is a question that I feel like was often overlooked by society and stuff, but it does. I mean, even though this video is not like it changed any like Supreme Court stuff or like any rights or anything, I think it's a good question that deserves to have an answer to it. Like, we need to know if 15-year-olds should be adults, kids, or both. And I don't like the fact right now that 15-year-olds are treated the same as kids. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so now that my argument's out of the way, you guys are able to leave your comments down below on what you think. Okay, like, yeah, the reason I don't want to say that 15-year-olds deserve the same rights as adults is because there are obviously some 15-year-olds that don't know what the hell they're doing out there. Like, that's why I'm so hell-bent on a third category. Let me know if you guys think that they should be kids, adults, or a third category. Because my opinion, of course, is third category, and I've always stated that multiple times through this episode. It will just be rambling. Are you kidding me? How did I get caught up in the side of one of these things? How did I die so quickly to that? I really don't know. But to be honest, there isn't really much more I need to fill this commentary with, and the rest of the game probably would have just been filler content. I'm pretty happy with the way that I presented my argument there, so let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you for watching today's episode of MCSG. I'll see you guys next time.